From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10. Live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Anne Waodo.
Welcome. Tonight, House of Representatives inaugurates ad hoc committee to probe the legal status, operations and budgetary inclusion of the controversial Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council. Court sentences terror commander Abubakar Abba, his co-accused Mahmoud Usman, to life imprisonment for coordinating sleeper cells, attacks and ties to groups in the Sahel region. Lawmakers in the House begin consideration of an executive bill seeking to establish state police in the case they may adopt the version already passed by the Senate. And U.S. President Donald Trump says the latest strikes by the U.S. hit Iran very hard, adding that the attacks are in honor of 3 U.S. soldiers killed in recent days. And on business news, oil prices pull back from recent highs as Iran signals readiness to negotiate with the United States.
On sports news tonight, Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez receives World Cup winning team in Madrid as celebration tour begins.
And from the nation's capital, federal government says it's currently working on modalities to adopt the sustainable aviation fuel as an alternative source of energy for the industry. The House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating the alleged establishment of the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council has now summoned the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation to explain how the controversial agency got an office allocation in the Federal Secretariat. The summons follows the submission of the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Esther Wilson-Jack, who told the committee that her office never allocated an office space or deployed a staff to the agency. Our correspondent, Benny Ark, reports. In the course of the bulletin, meanwhile, the Chief of Staff to President Bola Tinubu, Femi Gbajabiamila, has honored the invitation of the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, ICPC, and giving his own statement in the ongoing case involving the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council. According to that statement by his lawyer, Jiti Ogunye, in full cooperation with the ICPC, acting as directed by the President of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila appeared at the Commission at about 3 p.m. today, Monday, July the 20th, 2026, where he gave his testimony, responded to questions accordingly, and returned to his duty post. The PFIPC controversy began after the self-acclaimed Director General of the disputed agency, Adeniyi Adeyemi, alleged during a press conference that Mr. Gbajabiamila demanded 48% from the agency's 27.3 billion naira take-off grant, and that the Chief of Staff received 400 million naira through a proxy, allegations that Mr. Gbajabiamila has denied. In the meantime, President Tinubu has directed that the investigation be concluded and a comprehensive report submitted to him within 30 days. And to security matters, Abubakar Abba, a commander of Ansaru terror group, an Al-Qaeda-affiliated terrorist group, persecuted for alleged terrorism by the Department of State Services, DSS, has now been sentenced to life imprisonment by Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court, Abuja. Mr. Abba, popularly called Abu Bara, was sentenced to life along with his co-accused Mahmoud Usman when they pleaded guilty to the 32-count terrorism charges brought against them by the DSS on behalf of the federal government. The convicts, who were arrested in separate operations between May and July 2025 by the DSS, were sentenced to life imprisonment in counts 30 and 31, while they were sentenced to 20 years in the rest of the charges.
Clients are sent to prison, especially when it's life imprisonment. However, this case is different. This is a matter where they were charged for 32 count charges. And trial was about to commence when they eventually decided to opt for plea. They changed their plea to guilt. And we have no option. Actually, it's the discretion of the clients. When they made their decision that they wanted to change their plea, we had to equally advise them, these are the possible consequences, the terms the offenses carry. So they insisted they want to change their plea. And when somebody changes his plea, the duty of the court is to apply the law, to give them the required sentences. And that's exactly what the court did. Even though we pleaded for a locutus, expecting a lesser sentence, believing that the court was going to give them like 20-year sentence. But the court gave them life imprisonment to run concurrently. Nobody is happy, but that's the law. Simple.
And the Federal Capital Territory Police Command has announced the rescue of a kidnapped victim in Karshi area of the FCT. Addressing a news conference in Abuja while parading the suspected kidnapper and other suspects arrested for various crimes, the FCT Commissioner of Police, Ahmed Mohammed Sanusi, says the arrest underscores the importance of partnership with the public and timely intelligence sharing to enhance efforts and keep the FCT safe for all residents and visitors.
It is another harvest of suspects as the FCT Police Command displayed arms and ammunition and other exhibits recovered from suspected criminal elements who were paraded in Abuja. The parade of suspects begins with the announcement of the rescue of kidnapped victims and the arrest of persons who supply illicit drugs and logistics to bandits to sustain their criminal activities.
Acting swiftly, the team moved into the adjoining Waru Hills, where there are unconventional paths and routes linking the FCT to Nasarawa State, while simultaneously combing Kanshi axis. The operation paid off on the 16th of July 2026 at approximately 12:45 a.m. when the hostage was successfully rescued unharmed and without payment of ransom.
The command equally announced the arrest of 4 policemen for allegedly extorting the chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission and the busting of a car-snatching syndicate who specialize in robbing commercial drivers, particularly Bolt and Uber drivers of their vehicles.
That in a similar vein, we have about 4 policemen in custody as we speak, who tried, not just tried, but successfully extorted somebody of high importance, unknown to them, that this person is a highly placed person in the society. In fact, in clear terms, they extorted, mark my words, extorted the chairman, what do you call that? ICPC.
As the FCT command continues its drive towards ensuring a safe environment for all residents, the police insists that security is a shared responsibility which requires residents to share credible and timely information.
And the House of Representatives has begun the consideration of an executive bill seeking to establish state police, with lawmakers indicating that they may adopt the version already passed by the Senate, subject to minor adjustment. This proposal is part of the ongoing constitutional amendment process aimed at strengthening Nigeria's internal security architecture through a multi-tier policing system. That position was stated during the committee meeting in Abuja by the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, who is also the chairman of the House Committee on Constitution Review.
State Police Bill remains one of the signature constitutional reform initiative of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Because, you know, the police structure in this country, he was one of the first people who, as a state governor, always advocated for multiple layered policing as a strategic tool towards ending insecurity in Nigeria. And now being the president and also championing this bill goes a long way to prove that he is practicing what he preached. And as we have always argued, debated, presented, that though we are three arms of government, we are one government. There is a national objective. All we do is to key into it, especially when that national objective is for the interests of the people. And this time around, there is a national consensus that security needs to be on the front burner. The executive is keeping it on the front burner. You and I, who are from the legislature, we are here today, not because it's convenient for us to be here. We start our parliamentary days from Tuesday. But we are here because duty calls and time is of the essence.
The vice presidential candidate of the Nigeria Democratic Congress, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, says that engaging in dialogue with terrorists remains a key strategy in ending Nigeria's security challenges. Speaking on national issues during our political program Politics Today, Senator Kwankwaso emphasized that resolving the nation's pressing crisis requires strong leadership with the political will to act.
In Nigeria, you have heaps of issues everywhere. Our main concern today is the security in the country. You could see that in recent years, we have seen the insecurity mainly in the south and the northeast. It moved into the northwest, north central. Now it is migrating into the southern part of the country, which is most unfortunate. Now, collectively, we believe that as determined people, as people who have enough energy, as people who are competent and, of course, capable of handling issues, the first issue we believe we should tackle is the issue of insecurity in this country. So we will give people confidence. We will work on the people, even the terrorists and, of course, the criminals themselves, to see what can be done really to discourage their action.
So you will have talks with the terrorists?
Of course, we will talk
you will
to
sit
everyone.
down with them?
We will talk to everybody. And, of course, if there is any issue that will require the services of the military or other security agencies, I can tell you, we will be very happy to do it. Security is everybody's business. We will involve everybody in terms of information. Of course, we will look at the military and other security agencies in terms of training and retraining. So also the kitting, munitions, and welfare of the military themselves.
6 people have been confirmed dead, while 15 others have been rescued after the canoe capsized in the Ringim local government area of Jigawa State. About 40 passengers were reportedly aboard the canoe before it overturned. As concerns are emerging over a possible overloading, officials of the Jigawa State Emergency Management Agency are continuing search and rescue operations to locate those still missing. And according to the Commissioner for Special Duties, Awal Sankara, the rescue mission will continue until all victims are accounted for.
There's a boat, that local boat that sink almost 33 to 40 people that this incident occur with them. But to be sincere, it's a very sad or bad, situation. But by God's grace, we are thinking and we are seeing up to what we are going to do to come across all these things, not this thing to happen again by God's grace. And we are planning, because the good thing is that the governor has already promised to do a bridge in that place. And so far, we got almost there is 15 people that they rescued immediately after this thing happened, and so far we got almost 7 to 8 people that we already confirmed that already has been confirmed dead. And by God's grace, we, the government, were planning to do or to see how we are going to stop this automatically. We are going to do it, and by God's grace, we are into the thing. And I know that before next year, you will see what the government did about this issue by God's grace.
In part two, after the break, House of Representatives inaugurate ad hoc committee to probe the legal status, operations, and budgetary inclusion of the controversial Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council. Please join us again.
Changes everything with Able. Able HMO, empowering you to live healthier, fuller lives.
I am the chef of life.
Mr. Chef, it's a two-finger crush.
Pass me the chicken and all
I am the chef of life. Oh, I am the chef of life with Mr. Chef.
Mama Maka, we got this.
With Mr. Chef, a simple crush turns meals into culture and moments into memories.
The true taste of home
and culture.
Mr. Chef, taste home, taste culture.
Excuse me, ma'am. This is your 100%
Babes, are you sure you want to spend this much on hair? Since your landlord just increased rent, I saved for this one separately on money points.
You say you save on money points?
Yes.
This madam money points here, the array of your there is target savings money points I used to have it. The rest of this my sub is feed savings money points I used to do it. The salary of this my staff is save as you transact.
Jennifer, money points save as you transact. Money points fixed savings and money point target savings.
Madam, why the German won't contribute to it? Why should they? Come on, oh, you go give your money to Adaku to save. You see money points accounts there. You know go open a savings account. Now Adaku you shoot. I beg everybody inside this my saloon. Oh yeah, bring out your phone and download the money points app now. Even you, what are you waiting for?
Download the money points banking app now and start saving the bank you can trust.
Money Point, made for your progress.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the biggest finale of the year. Two culinary giants, one bottle of Power Oil, one title on the line, the Power Oil Certified Master Chef Challenge.
Oh, what a move! He slices past the peppers. Beautiful control. Look at that knife work. Because here, it's not just the cookies, it's the crowd behind you. And the fans are pouring in behind him. The votes are climbing.
Now that was the opening fixture. The real tournament is open to every kitchen in Nigeria. I think you can do better. Be your own master chef. Record yourself cooking with Power Oil. Upload your video, share your link, get votes.
Power Oil, Power Oil.
From every walk of life, one destination calls. Michelle Hotu exclusive.
Home is peace. Home is safety. True wealth is not what you spend. It is what you leave behind.
Luxury is intentional. And this place was designed with purpose.
If home doesn't make you happy, you bought the wrong one.
Better place to live, play, and relax.
Different journeys, one destination, home.
You won't believe what happened.
What happened?
I was hosting a dinner the other day and my favorite show was about to start. Everything was perfect until my gas ran out. Just like that.
Oh no. So what did you do?
I had to make a quick run to the supermarket and right in front of it, swapped my empty gas for a full one. I was back before my show even started.
That fast?
Yeah, so with better gas, it's quick and reliable. Plus, it's right where you shop, so you save time and effort.
My gas just ran out too.
You know what to do.
Introducing Better Gas, your hassle-free cooking solution. Quick free swabs, quality and leakage checks, and always affordable.
Better gas. No more stress, no more wahala. Swap your cylinder.
In partnership with the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, and in alignment with the federal government's Gas Master Plan, this initiative aims to drive the widespread adoption of clean cooking energy across Nigeria.
Dad, can I read my essay now?
After dinner, son.
It's all right. Let's have it, son.
Things I'm happy for. I'm happy that Mom smiles more now. I know she works hard and sometimes her back hurts. I don't want Mom to have a bendy back. But now, washing is easier and faster. Sometimes, Mom doesn't even have to leave the couch. I'm happy that Grandpa can finally have his favorite grilled bully anytime he wants.
Grandpa! Life is good.
It's bully.
I remember when Dad used to rush to the fridge for a drink. I was always scared that one day his head might freeze from thinking too hard about what to choose. Mom! Dad's head is frozen again! Thank God, Dad's new fridge is cool. I'm happy for my family. Our life is,
Life's good, son.
Life is good.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. A reminder of our main stories. House of Representatives inaugurates ad hoc committee to probe the legal status, operations and budgetary inclusion of the controversial Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council. Court sentences terror commander Abubakar Abba, his co-accused Mahmoud Usman, to life imprisonment for coordinating sleeper cells, attacks and ties to groups in the Sahel region. Lawmakers in the House begin consideration of an executive bill seeking to establish state police, indicate that they may adopt the version already passed by the Senate. And on the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump says the latest strikes in the U.S. hit Iran very hard, adding that the attacks are in honor of 3 U.S. soldiers killed in recent days. Well, let's continue the news at 10 now as we head to the nation's capital, Abuja, where she's standing by to bring us more stories on the news at 10, and that's Victoria Longton. Over to you.
Thank you, Anne. The federal government is currently working out modalities to adopt the sustainable aviation fuel as an alternative source of energy for the industry. The Director General of the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, Mr. Chris Najum, made the announcement at the meeting on sustainable aviation fuel deployment in Abuja. Our correspondent Kumbi Aboluwade reports.
Decarbonizing Nigeria's airspace and promoting a safer society has informed this gathering of critical stakeholders in the aviation sector, both from Nigeria and across the globe. Currently, the federal government is considering the adoption of sustainable aviation fuel, SAF, as an alternative source of energy in place of the Jet A1 fuel, which is being used in the sector.
Sustainable aviation fuel is far more than an environmental undertaking. It is a national economic opportunity considering the nation's vast agricultural base, expanding refining capacity, and a capable of enterprising workforce. SAF holds the promise of new industries, new jobs, greater energy security, and a position of leadership for Nigeria in the emerging African SAF market.
Statistics from the International Air Transport Association indicates that the sector accounts for about 2-3% of global human-induced carbon emissions, highlighting the urgent need for the industry to adopt more sustainable practices. Development partners like the European Union applaud Nigeria's effort to adopt the initiative.
And we have seen how self-production is already becoming a reality in Africa, with countries such as Côte d'Ivoire, Senegal, Egypt, Morocco, and South Africa moving into this space. And we see Nigeria really as a country with strong conditions to become a front runner on the continent, including significant refining capacities, access to feedstocks, and these government commitments, so important and expressed again this morning, to a cleaner energy transition.
The event also witnessed the inauguration of a high-level steering committee for the implementation of SAF in Nigeria. Though SAF presents a better option in reducing carbon footprint in the country, there are questions about its impact on the cost of airfares in Nigeria.
It's a new innovation in Nigeria, so we have to look at it first, study it. When it is implemented, obviously, cost of travel will come down.
Already, over 40 countries and regions have either implemented or developing policies supporting SAF. And as the federal government works out modalities to adopt the energy source, Nigeria now joins a list of countries tilting towards a more greener aviation industry. From Abuja, Kumbi Abolowade, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, the federal government has underscored the latest development of rail transportation sector while stressing the importance of vehicle first aid kits. The Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Transport, Mr. Olufunsho Adebiyi, said this during a stakeholders' engagement and the commencement of an advocacy campaign on the importance and use of vehicle first aid kits towards the attainment of the Global Decade of Action on Road Safety 2021 to 2031 in Abuja.
This is the stakeholders' engagement and commencement of advocacy campaign on the importance and use of vehicle first aid kit towards the attainment of United Nations Global Decade of Action on Road Safety 2021 to 2031. The sole objective target of this event is to prevent at least 50% of road traffic deaths and injuries by 2030. As it has in attendance the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Transport, Mr. Olufunsho Adebiyi, road traffic managers, security operatives, among other stakeholders.
One of the major gaps identified in the road crash response is the delay in providing immediate assistance to victims before professional emergency response arrive the scene. The first few minutes after road crashes are often referred to as the golden period.
In Nigeria, there are an estimated 161 deaths per 10,000 vehicles. The World Health Organization ranked Nigeria as one of the countries with the highest fatality frequency index rates of road crashes in the world, based on its obligatory for all drivers to know how to respond to road crashes.
FRSC will always be at the forefront of any advocacy aimed at reducing road traffic crashes, deaths and injuries in Nigeria.
In his keynote address, the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Transport underscores the latest development of the train transportation sector while stressing the importance of vehicle first aid kits.
Kaduna to Zaria is also ongoing. As I'm talking to you, it should be commissioned by December. Zaria to Kano is also almost completed. It should be commissioned by December, according to the Zaria to Daura will also be completed by December from the way we are working. Daura to Katsina will also is almost completed as well. Records have shown that Nigerians are not disciplined enough on road use.
The highlight of the event is the launch of the National Advocacy Campaign on Vehicle First Aid Kits and the establishment of the Advocacy Management Committee.
And the coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Fateh, says the newly enacted National Identity Management Commission Act of 2026 will play a transformative role in strengthening Nigeria's healthcare system by providing a secure digital identity platform to improve service delivery, expand health insurance coverage, and support evidence-based planning. He made the remark while hosting the Director General of the Commission, Mrs. Abisoye Kuka Odusote, in Abuja. Professor Partey believes a trusted digital identity system will enhance patient identification, electronic medical records, e-prescriptions, and the expansion of health insurance, with the potential to move Nigeria beyond its target of 50 million enrollees towards universal health coverage. The minister has also directed the establishment of a joint task team between the Federal Ministry of Health and the NIMC to drive collaboration and monitor progress through monthly reports and performance dashboards.
But I think we've come to a critical moment as well with the new health data and technology coordination office that was established with Dr. Adipe as a coordinator, not to replace any of what the various MDs are doing. The PRS does its own, NHIA does its own, MPHCD does its own, NCDC, NIMC does its own, NIDJA does, but as a meta-level platform that will transform this, accelerate the transformation of the healthcare digital ecosystem. That's sort of the idea, that we can bring in actors from all sides, public, private, come together and deploy for Nigeria a digital ecosystem that works. But this work that you are doing in collaboration with the Health Insurance Authority will only accelerate the pace of expansion of health insurance. Hopefully will exceed the 50 million target.
And we are here to ensure that we continue to provide the necessary support from the identity perspective, ensure that all the programs people are identified and we're able to, help you in tracking and doing all the necessary data analytics metrics that you require for you to make a informed decision. So look at areas of health insurance and just even trying to ensure that even the primary healthcare centers are up to today's modern global practices, and bringing them, updating everything around it and making sure that people can have easy accessibility to healthcare, especially in the areas of malaria, just very, very simple things that, literally happen, and obviously ensuring that the mortality rate for pregnant women is reduced drastically.
Now, still ahead on the news at 10, oil prices pull back from recent highs as Iran signals readiness to negotiate with the United States. That's some business news. To join us again.
True strength. What defines it? The brilliance of a player? Or when a team comes together to win? A solo beat, or the rhythm of many? The flair of one dancer, or the art of a troupe? One distinct voice, or the beauty of the symphony? At FCMB Group, we build ecosystems, empower communities, and create the future. Because we believe it's not just one, but the power of the group that delivers the future we all desire. FCMB, the power of the group.
Nothing rivals the feeling of a newborn's arrival into a family. Moments such as these are made for Eagle Original Aromatic Schnapps. That child of yesterday has grown into a man, and when important landmarks in our lives are celebrated, on hand to consummate such memorable occasions is Eagle Original Aromatic Schnapps. And when prayers are answered, great success evidently flows. With success comes status, and with status comes recognition. Eagle Original Aromatic Schnapps is there with you all the way through all your wins and milestones. Eagle Original Aromatic Schnapps, authentic traditional prayer drink.
Eniola, calm down.
Calm down? What if I ruin everything? Auntie Amina is coming. Just pass the beef and dawa cubes. No, Hassan! With Mr. Chef, it's a two-finger crush. Chef of life. I am the chef of life. Chef of life with Mr. Chef.
Eniola, you've got this.
Tanu Mama, Tanu Baba.
Haba Hassan, why do you look so lean?
I am the chef of life.
With Mr. Chef, a simple crush turns meals into culture and moments into memories.
This is a true taste of home
and culture.
Yeah. Mr. Chef, taste home, taste culture.
Tired of the snow? Tired of the bad TV signals? Nigeria has gone digital. Introducing Free TV, the national platform for every Nigerian. Get 100 plus channels immediately. Sports, news, and entertainment in your native language with clear picture quality. Whether you're in the city or the village, our satellite signal reaches every corner of 36 states from day one. No monthly subscription, just a compatible decoder and you are set. It's a national asset built for you. Take the show on the road, download the Free TV app and stream your favorite channels anywhere. Starting this May, scan to download the app or call 0700 388 7277. Free TV, digital TV for free. Brought to you by NBC.
Excuse me, ma. This is your 100% human hair.
Babes, are you sure you want to spend this much on hair? Since your landlord just increased rent. I saved for this one separately on money points.
Ma, you say you save on money points? Yes. This madam money points here, the array of hair dryer there is target savings money points I used to have it. The rest of this my sub is feed savings money points I used to do it. The salary of this my staff is save as you transact.
Jennifer, money points save as you transact. Money points fixed savings and money point target savings.
Why did German won't contribute to it? Why should they? Come on, oh, you go give your money to Adaku to save. You see money point accounts there. You don't go open a savings account. Now Adaku you should. I beg everybody inside this my saloon. Oh, yeah, bring out your phone and download the money point app now. Even you. What are you waiting for?
Download the Money Point banking app now and start saving the bank you can trust.
Money Point, made for your progress.
For years, we believed that world class meant far away. In healthcare, precision is everything. But the distance between you and exceptional care has just disappeared. We don't just practice medicine, we are driven by high standards. At Duchess International Hospital, we've brought the world's most advanced technology and global expertise right to the heart of Lagos, where cutting-edge technology meets the warmth of Nigerian hospitality. Recover in our warm, hospitable wards and dedicated physio units designed for your comfort and recovery. For VIP patients, our exclusive royal suites offer comfort and privacy. From complex cardiac procedures to premium wellness checks. No visas, no long flights, just family by your side. Exceptional healthcare isn't only across the ocean anymore. It's here. Duchess International Hospital. World-class care here at home. Experience the new standard.
Welcome back. You're still watching the news at 10 on Channels Television. Over to our lead story, where the House of Representatives ad hoc committee is investigating the alleged establishment of the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council. It has summoned the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation to explain how the controversial agency got an office allocation in the Federal Secretariat. And the summons followed the submission of the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Esther Wilson-Jack, who told the committee that her office never allocated an office space or deployed staff to the agency. Our correspondent Benny Ark reports.
We are fact-finding.
The House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating the legal status, operations and budgetary inclusion of the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, PFIPC, has begun its public hearing with a pledge to determine whether the council was established in accordance with the law. The sitting is attended by the House Leader, Professor Julius Iovere, who represented the Speaker, members of the committee, the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, representatives to the Central Bank of Nigeria, and other government officials. officials. During the hearing, the committee chairman, Mr. Yusuf Gatti, raised questions on the office allocation to the controversial agency, as well as the deployment of staff to the council.
You are the head of civil service of the Federation. You are going to help us work with Nigerian people. You are working with the Nigerian people. We want to know who authorizes the request for organizational structure for the PFPC.
From our records, the council in question submitted a request to the OHCSF for approval of its organizational structure on the 6th of August 2025 without providing the requisite documents. Consequently, the request was not granted.
She also explained that although an authorized establishment for 314 staff positions was issued, the council's request for approval of its organizational structure was not granted because it failed to provide the required documents.
While there is speculation that the council occupied office space in the Federal Secretariat, Phase 3, we can state categorically that the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation did not allocate any office space to the PEAC-PF-ICP. The office space indicated as the Council's physical address in the Federal Secretariat Phase 3 is part of the office spaces allocated to the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, vid letter dated 16th November 2023, to reallocate as they deem fit for the use of the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and presidential aids.
Following a submission, the committee directed the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation to appear to provide explanations on the office allocation for the council.
We are going to invite the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation to come and explain how the office space was allocated to the Presidential Foreign Intervention Investment Promotion Council and Presidential Economic Advisory Council.
However, the committee expressed displeasure over the absence of some invited agencies, including the Inspector General of Police, the Ministries of Finance and Foreign Affairs, as well as the Accountant General of the Federation. The committee says it will continue its investigation, promising fair hearing while ensuring transparency and accountability. Benny Ark, Channels Television News.
And it's a celebration of love, strength and sacrifice as 6 exceptional mothers take center stage at the grand finale of the 11th edition of the Three Crowns Mom of the Year competition, competing for the coveted title, exciting prizes and an all-expense-paid family trip to Zanzibar.
The atmosphere is filled with excitement as Three Crowns Milk gathers family members, supporters, and guests to celebrate women who wear many crowns. With celebrity judges joining host Kiki, the contestants navigate the Smart Mum, Fit Mum, and Fun Mum challenges, each designed to test their intelligence, fitness, personality, and showcase the many dimensions of motherhood. As the competition reaches its climax, finalists emerge, each receiving a 3 Crowns honor and an all-expense-paid trip to Zanzibar with 2 members of their family. Then, the biggest moment of the day comes as Olaide Adeshina is crowned the 3 Crowns Mom of the Year. Organizers say the initiative reflects the brand's long-standing commitment to supporting mothers and promoting healthier, happier Nigerian families.
Brand purpose for 3 Crowns is caring for moms, it's caring for the families, and that's why we say healthy moms, happy families, because we do believe that when you nurture the woman nurtures the family, and that is how you nurture our communities.
For the winners, the recognition goes beyond the prizes, serving as a celebration of their resilience and dedication.
I feel excited winning 3 3 crowns mom of the year 2026. It was amazing. A dream come true for me. Thank you.
I feel so happy and excited being the runner-up for the 3 crowns mom of the year 2026. I am a winner already. I am so happy and grateful to God on our trip to Zanzibar. I look forward to bonding with my family more, relaxing. Yes, I look forward to a lot of things. Thank you.
With 3 new queens crowned and Zanzibar on the horizon, the event ends on a high note, reinforcing 3 Crowns' message of celebrating the women who continue to nourish their families and communities every day.
And as thousands of Nigerians, young ones, prepare to enter an increasingly competitive job market, concerns remain over the gap between the academic qualifications and workplace readiness. And to help bridge this divide, the Novell Foundation has convened the 3rd edition of its Life After School Annual Summit in Lagos. This event brought together more than 500 students from tertiary institutions for mentorship, career development, networking and innovation, while also unveiling an artificial intelligence training program and 300 bursary awards.
Welcome once again to the 3rd edition of LAS.
More than 500 students gather for the 3rd edition of the Life After School Annual Summit, organized by the Noella Foundation. The program features career talks, networking, mentorship sessions, and, for the first time, an artificial intelligence training program through the Foundation's boot camp.
At the Noella Foundation, our commitment is simple. We want life after school to feel less like standing at the edge of a cliff and more like crossing a bridge to opportunity, purpose, growth, and above all, lasting impact. It is our hope that when you leave this summit, you will leave not only inspired, but informed and more equipped.
The initiative also received support from the federal government. Ministers of Youth Development, Education and Industry, Trade and Investment say the summit complements government's efforts to equip young Nigerians with skills for employment and entrepreneurship.
But government cannot do it alone, right? We have to partner with organizations like Noella Foundations to make a very important point. Together we can assure you that every young Nigerian will have opportunity to succeed.
And once again, I commend Noella Foundation for this timely initiative, and particularly for creating practical platform that goes beyond conversation to provide young people with mentorship, vocational skills, support, and opportunities for entrepreneurship.
It is a huge privilege to be able to learn to sit at the feet of those who have gone before you and hear their stories, their successes, their failures, their fears, their challenges, their triumphs. Take it in and make a decision.
Chairman of the Noella Foundation, Sheyi Tinubu, says success now depends not only on academic qualifications, but also on character, practical skills, and adaptability.
Life after school demands more than just the certificates. It demands character, discipline, adaptability, emotional intelligence, resilience, and the willingness to keep learning long after formal education has ended.
So can I have everyone that got an email to just stand?
The foundation also announces 300 bursary awards and says its boot camp will continue providing practical skills, mentorship, and career support.
I'm happy to announce that I got a job opportunity here just a few minutes ago, just by making use of what I was taught at the workshop. So I think this is the kind of program we need in Nigeria, most especially us that are in our final years that are.
So far, the Life After School initiative has impacted more than 3,000 students nationwide, preparing them for the world of work.
We're continuing the world of business now. Well, Will Ebong is standing by to bring us those stories. Over to you, Will.
Thank you, Anne.
Now, global oil prices eased today after Iran signaled it was open to negotiations with the United States. However, that was short-lived as prices are climbing back up after President Donald Trump said Iran would pay for the deaths of 3 U.S. service members. Brent crude edged up to over $88 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate traded near $83. The conflict has intensified after renewed U.S. strikes on Iran and attacks on oil tankers around the Strait of Hormuz, keeping energy markets on the edge. First Holdco has emerged as Nigeria's most capitalized banking stock after a strong rally in its share price lifted its market value to about 4.8 trillion naira, overtaking Zenith Bank, valued at 4.79 trillion naira, while GTCO followed closely at 4.71 trillion naira. The milestone comes on the back of the group's half-year 2026 financial results, which delivered the strongest first-half performance in its history. Pre-tax profits climbed by 83.5% to 653.54 billion naira, while second quarter pre-tax profit rose to 332.42 billion naira, almost doubling the same period last year. Now, management attributed the performance to stronger operating performance, improved asset quality, and continued growth in its transaction banking and non-interest income businesses. And the company's market re-rating has also been supported by renewed investor confidence and ongoing capital strengthening efforts. Now, First Holdco shares closed at 105 naira 50 kobo, gaining 10% following the release of its earnings, helping to push its market capitalization to a record level. Investor sentiment has been further strengthened by increased investment from the company's chairman, Femi Otedola, whose combined stake has risen to 20.4%, reinforcing confidence in the group's long-term growth strategy. Analysts say First Holdco's emergence as Nigeria's most valuable banking stock highlights the market's positive response to its stronger earnings, improved fundamentals, and recapitalization progress, with investors now watching closely to see if the group can sustain its momentum in the months ahead. With that, we check in with the domestic equities market. We kicked off the fourth trading week in July in green territory. Yes, in John Mekwa with more.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Stock Market Report. Well, it's a great pleasure that I'll tell you that the NGX has recovered. And today, First Holdco is enjoying all of the attention. Well, after that impressive first half results that they released, we saw today a lot of flocking in on First Holdco, and the price went from 95 naira 95 kobo to close at 105 naira 50 kobo. No wonder we see about 10% increase in its share price. UBA is also positive. GTCO missed out of it, but Axis Kotu is another interesting one. And so we saw it going from 22 naira about a couple of weeks ago. Now it's almost 26 naira. Zenith Bank is also positive. But the figures are not the only movers of the market today. Boa Cement experienced some profit taking last week, but that only made it attractive for investors today. So we see it driving the market today at 303 naira 10 kobo. It gained 27 naira 50 kobo in just one trading session. And at the close of trade today, the market brought in, investors brought in about 1.756 trillion naira. And of course, that's positive for the all share, 1.12%, and the market cap at 158.812 trillion naira. What a profitable day it was.
And let's check out the closing numbers for other major stock markets now. And that's business news. And Will Ibong is back to you, Anne. Thank you, Will. Let's now join Simon Pusey for more international news and around the world in 5 from our London studio.
Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. President Donald Trump says the latest strikes by the US hit Iran very hard, adding that the attacks were in honor of 3 US soldiers killed in recent days, 2 in Jordan, 1 in Iraq. In the early hours of Monday, US Central Command said it had launched a new wave of strikes for the consecutive night as explosions were heard across Iran. The US said it targeted sites and communications networks to further diminish Tehran's attacks on vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran said it had responded with a surprise attack in Syria and targeted US aircraft at Jordan's Aqaba airport. Scores of people are feared to have drowned after a passenger ferry capsized off the coast of Guyana on Saturday night local time. 67 people were rescued, officials said, but since then, rescue workers have been unable to locate any more survivors. According to the ferry's passenger list, it was carrying 116 passengers and 17 crew, but Guyana's Prime Minister has warned that the list is not accurate. Divers continue to search the site where the vessel capsized, and people who believe their loved ones may have been on board the stricken vessel have been asked to contact authorities. Andy Burnham has become the UK Prime Minister after being invited to form a government by the King at Buckingham Palace. He becomes the UK's 7th Prime Minister in just over a decade. He outlined his priorities in Downing Street, saying he would soon set out a 10-year plan for change.
It requires my generation of politicians to raise our game and rise to the new challenge. Britain needs to show the world that we can regain our stability once again. And that is our challenge, to make politics work, to make it work better. I know people at home are fed up with politics. I hear you, and I want to be honest with you. We have not been good enough, and we need to be better. We will be.
Police in India's capital Delhi are clearing a site where the Cockroach Janta Party had been sitting in protest since June. Thousands of people turned up in central Delhi for a protest called by the Cockroach Janta Party, demanding reforms to the education system. They had been protesting for weeks, asking India's education minister to take responsibility for recent exam paper leaks and resign. The government so far had allowed them to protest, though the minister last month called the CJP the B team of disruptive elements. Meanwhile, at least 25 people have died in floods and landslides caused by torrential rain across northern and northeastern India over the weekend, with more rain predicted over the next few days. At least 15 people were killed in separate rain-related incidents in Rajouri and Doda districts in Jammu and Kashmir, while several others were reported missing. In the northeastern state of Nagaland, multiple landslides triggered by persistent rains killed 9 people, and rescue teams have recovered 4 bodies. Hong Kong's security chief has warned booksellers they are responsible for ensuring the titles on their shelves do not endanger national security, a day after police arrested 5 people linked to 2 independent bookshops. Officers raided Have a Nice Stay, a shop founded by a group of former journalists, and the long-running Greenfield bookstore, in what was the 3rd round of arrests targeting independent booksellers in 4 months. A collection of poems, some scribbled on slips of paper between food deliveries, has won Wang Jibing one of China's top literary honors. Low Flight, inspired by the everyday challenges delivery riders face, has bagged the Lu Xun Literary Prize, named after a writer who has been referred to as the father of modern Chinese literature. Wang, who became a delivery rider around 2019, gained traction on social media for his poems and essays. And the American city of Portland in Oregon has broken the Guinness World Records title for the largest electric bicycle ride, with 1,060 riders taking part in a 2-mile procession along the city's waterfront. The ride, organised to mark the 10th birthday of Portland's Biketown bike share scheme, smashed the previous record of 405 riders set in Seattle. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.
Many thanks indeed, Simon. Here in the world of sports, Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has officially received Spain's FIFA World Cup winning squad at Moncloa Palace in Madrid earlier today. The 26-man team met with government officials and Spain's Royals after defeating Argentina 1-0 in the finals. After the visit, the team proceeded to a victory bus parade across Madrid. It is only the second time after a 2010 victory in South Africa that Spain has won the title. That sports is back to Anne.
Thank you, Kelly. And the main news again. House of Representatives has inaugurated an ad hoc committee to probe the legal status, operations, and budgetary inclusion of the controversial Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Nwawade. Good night and stay safe.
Hello out there, my name is Laolu Akonde and you are on to Inside Sources. But first, here's my take for today, and I'm looking at a few issues regarding President Buhari, Mr. David Umahi, and Malam Nasiru El-Rufai. Let's start with the first one, remembering the Mai Gaskia. This past week, it was 1 year after the passing of our immediate past president, Muhammadu Buhari, a decent man by every standard, patriotic Nigerian, and a powerful figure in Nigeria's political history. His memory will remain significant for a long time without a doubt. His contributions, for sure, are also notable, and so are his struggles with statecraft. But there are some people who have dramatically done damage to Buhari's record, as we have seen in this past 1 year, especially with the level of forfeitures and wide but real corruption allegations against such people. People like Godwin Emefiele, Abubakar Malami, SAN, and Adi Sirika. They are staining the otherwise sparkling anti-corruption credentials of Muhammadu Buhari, the man that we all admire as the Mai Gaskia. What a shame what they are doing to his memory. There's also Saleh Maman, who Baba Buhari himself quickly removed while he was still in office. Saleh is now in jail for corruption. And then there is Madam Sadiya Umar Farouk, who remains wanted for criminal breach of trust, abuse of office, and diversion of public funds. Now, why are we saying this as we remember President Buhari? Because it is a gentle notice to those who are now in power to stop messing around. Stop running helter-skelter, seeking after filthy lucre, while ignoring the job, the public trust, and the duty to serve the Nigerian people. Those who are in power today, they can look at these names, Malami, Emefiele, and so on and so forth, and see how their hearts of the past have become something that is drawing regret and shame today. So let those currently in power conduct themselves in a better fashion. It is still time for them to be cautious. Time is still on their side. No one is in power forever. Second point, David Umahi and Mary Abila's death. We have since heard what Works Minister and former Ebonyi Governor David Umahi has to say about the controversial death in his house of Mary Abila, a nurse assigned to his office. Now, there are two outstanding issues, in my view, that I would like to highlight which can help us clear up some of the persisting controversy. Number one, who is behind that court affidavit by a family of Abila urging against the conduct of an autopsy before the burial of the body? Who is that person? For me, that is a very alarming signal and a pointer that someone is trying to cover up something. The good news is that the police is insisting on the conduct of an autopsy. And so let us encourage the very dynamic IGP Tunji Disu not to flinch in that resolve.